What's up, folks? Guess who's back? If you guessed the Panther Fan Talk, then you were correct. After a short first season, we're here to talk about the draft. I'm Eric, and with me, as always, is Will.
What's going on? Last year we got started, albeit a quick little few episodes. We're back just in time for the 2015 draft, in particular the Panthers draft. But I guess first we need to get started with their needs. What are you looking at as far as need-wise for the Panthers coming into this season?
Well, let's see. We need offensive tackle, of course. I think that's probably first on the board with, good old the shaky line that we had last year. We need a wide receiver. Love to see Cam Newton with some weapons. Or a new weapon, I should say. We need a running back. Because we got rid of D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart's getting pretty old, and he hasn't been able to be healthy the last couple of years. And we need a safety and defensive end, I guess, now.
Yeah, I'm with all those. Receiver, we've got Benjamin, and then some guys other than Olsen. Offensive tackle, we got rid of Bell, which seems like it's got to be an upgrade, or maybe not. See what I did there?
I saw that. That was impressive.
And safety, I guess we're planning on running into the season at 95 years old with, I love him on Twitter, but Roman Harper.
Roman Harper.
So,
my grandpa.
on defensive end, I think that's a need, but personally, I haven't seen anybody in the draft that's going to be there at defensive end that I'm really enamored with.
Yeah.
Have you?
The only one that comes to mind, I haven't really looked too far into the defensive ends, but Randy Gregory, I believe is his name, from Nebraska. That's the only dude I could name. But he should be going. A lot of mocks have him going probably in the top 10, the top 15. So.
Well, you mentioned offensive tackles. I know we got Flowers and Pete up toward the top of the draft. Lyle Collins is expected to slide a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally not really a fan of this draft class when it comes to offensive tackles at all, especially left tackles, which is what we really need. Is there anybody out there that caught your attention?
Not really. I guess Eric Flowers, if he drops, might be the top tackle. The last time I watched the combine, they said Collins looked a lot like Michael Orr. If he does, then we've obviously got him. We've already got him, so what's the use of getting him again?
Yeah, young Michael Orr. We're expecting a guy that's gonna quickly get injured, have very little production.
Yeah.
I'm fine with skipping on that guy. So, what position do you like? Is there a guy at a position that you're after, or?
The dude I love, I fall in love with him after watching the highlights, was Landon Collins, man, from Alabama. That dude is a straight beast in his highlights. And, he played in the SEC, which is pretty much like the semi-pro league of college football, so I'm saying Landon Collins. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a huge Collins fan. He's a big hitter. He'd really fit what we need as far as playing down in the box. His weaknesses is he's not great in man-to-man coverage. Tight ends, running backs, but we got Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis to fill that role.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be perfect. However, if he's not there, I don't really see any other safeties that are really going to stand out. It's going to be worth the first-round pick, in my opinion. I don't know if you have any other opinions on later or the second.
I've just seen Landon Collins. He's the man as far as I'm concerned at safety.
Yeah, I agree. If he's not there, there's some wide receivers I'd love to get. But none, again, really at that spot. I'd love to get Kevin White.
Yeah.
We're going to have to trade up for him. Personally, if we were to trade up, take the third pick overall, because of course the two quarterbacks are going 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jameis Winston and Mariota.
Yeah.
So, say in a perfect world we trade up to number 3, I'm taking Kevin White. That guy's a monster. He's amazing in my opinion.
I agree. Just think about Cam Newton, Kelvin Benjamin, and then right along on the opposite side of the field, freaking Kevin White.
So if you had that choice, would you take White or would you go after one of the tackles? I mean, I know that's our biggest need is tackle, but
Well, with the with the upgrades, I guess you can call it, that we had in the off season, I think I'm probably taking Kevin White. I don't know if you'll ever see another wide receiver as good as him, in the years to come. So I'm taking White.
yeah, that's where I'm going to. What are your opinions on trading up? Just in general, like maybe not to number 3, but trading up 5 spots, 10 spots.
Well, according to the mocks and according to our needs, we've got good old Todd Gurley there. Sitting, some people have him sitting around like the 16 range, going to Houston, I believe. I mean, if we trade up and get a wide receiver, if we trade up and get a running back, that'd be the dude that I'd expect to get, and probably for us to trade up for.
I'm personally not a Gurley man, so
That's good.
I'm not trying to go. I'm not trying to trade for Gurley. I believe in the later round running backs. I don't believe in what we got on the team as far as Jonathan Stewart and his health.
Yeah.
Though I think a lot of his good play at the end of last year was more to do with Tolbert coming back from injury than it was to do with Tolbert or Stobert, either one. Fozzie, he could come on. I think him running behind Tolbert could also improve his game.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Cam's running ability. I don't think it's a need for me worth trading up for, unless you're really convinced that Todd Gurley is the second coming of Adrian Peterson without the child beating. But I would trade up for Landon Collins if he's sitting there about 20 and you're afraid somebody's going to take him.
For the love of God, please.
I would go up to get him. If he's gone and Shaq Thompson's there, and I really think maybe you just wait on him because I don't think anybody else is going to jump on him. But if you feel like they are, if you're getting word that they are, I would trade up and get Shaq Thompson. I think he's going to be a game changer at the next level.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to trade up to get a linebacker when you're sitting here with Davison and Keekly though. But if he's there at 25, I don't know. Maybe that's where you go. There's not a lot of choices in this draft at that 25 spot, in my opinion. Like I mentioned tackle, I mentioned receiver. If Collins is gone, maybe you trade back.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's some actually pretty good second round receivers there. There's going to be some decent tackles, I guess, maybe in the second round. Well, I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the tackle class at all. If we're going to talk second round, I'm going Chris Conley, wide receiver, Georgia. Ran like a 4.3,
4.35.
5,
Yeah, that's what it was.
40, and it's like 6'3". In fact, if you want to go back to trading up, maybe trade up in the second. You got to get him first round. Collins or Thompson, in my opinion. Second round Conley, and
that's a freaking good draft right there.
Yeah, let the rest of the chips fall where they may. What do you think about Melvin Gordon? A lot of talk about running back. Do you think he'd be worth the pick at 25?
Maybe, possibly. I don't know. The big thing about Melvin Gordon is he broke the school record with like 416 yards or something last year with Nebraska in one game.
Oh wow,
that's pretty impressive. But
that's a decent game. Yeah, he could be good, but I'm not a big first round running back guy, especially the second overall running back. You're not getting the first. If you ain't first or last,
Exactly.
Might as well wait till the seventh, right? Anybody else in the draft you're thinking about, or?
Well, you got I don't know if I know his name right, but I guess his name's Adandas Pete from Stanford. He's a decent tackle. All the tackles, it seems like, as far as mock goes, are going pretty much right behind each other, around the 17th down to like the 22 mark or something like that.
Yeah. I
don't know though. Obviously we need some help for Cam on that side, man. I mean, Byron Bell's over there playing patty cake with invisible men. Well, we got rid of him, so we ain't got to worry about that. But how good is Mike Orr going to be? He was injured a lot last year.
And rated out lower than Byron Bell.
And how can you do that? I mean, seriously.
Most statisticians.
How can you be lower than Byron Bell?
Yeah, that's.
We did pick up Jonathan Martin though, so maybe
I think with Gettleman's history, he's going to go best player available.
I agree.
I mean, unless that player's a quarterback. Other than that, I think he's going to go best player available. I think that best player is going to be probably on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do you go? Where do you think? First of all, where do you think that Gettleman goes? And where do you want him to go?
Well, the thing about Shaq Thompson that I was reading was he's had a lot of visits and interest from the Panthers. So maybe they're already thinking about getting Shaq Thompson if he's there. And then we've got Landon Collins, man. If Landon Collins is there, that's the guy you got to take. If he's around the 20 mark, you got to trade up and get him. He's a game changer in my opinion.
I love the way he goes after the ball when he makes tackles and the way he just blows people up if he's got the chance to, even if it's straight on.
Yeah, if you haven't seen one of his highlights, man, you got to check it out. He's freaking, he's just great.
So you think they go after Shaq Thompson if he's the 20 there at 25 and Collins is gone, or?
If he's there and they've been visiting with him and had all this interest, I think that's who they're going to pick.
I think they go Shaq Thompson. I'll celebrate it if they do. I'm ecstatic if they go Landon Collins also. I do think Shaq Thompson's going to be the better pro. I think Carolina needs the safety more than they need the linebacker.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, unless there's a coach there available, I say you got to go one of those two.
I agree.
If we get a good coach, we got Rivera, 25th pick.
If we can trade up and get like, if we can trade up and get, I mean, Pete Carroll,
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. I'm good with Urban Meyer.
Is he coming out this year?
Freaking, who's the dude at Alabama? I can't remember. Freaking greatest coach ever.
Saban, Nick Saban. So yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it, I guess.
Let's go. I guess from the PFT, let's go Landon Collins. Personally, again, I'm all for Shaq Thompson if he's not there. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, the draft's Thursday. We'll see what happens, and until next time, I guess. Right?
We'll be right back here after the draft. Subscribe, watch. We'll be hitting on preseason stuff, more off season, and again talking about who gets drafted, not just in the first and second rounds, but throughout. Let's get Conley second round.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Panther Fan Talk. That we still got that page up. They didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't get logged back in, so I just stopped using it. But anyways, we'll work on that. Till next time, PFT.